Hey guys, Metal Driver here, back with another WWE review. Today I'll be looking at the Ultimate Edition John Cena. On the side of the box you see an image of John Cena. Then on the back you see two more images of Cena, a brief bio, his finisher, a career highlight, and a description of this figure. Alright, now that we have looked at the box, let's go ahead and open this figure up and take a closer look at John Cena. And here is John Cena out of the packaging. Wait, hold on. And here is John Cena out of the packaging. But before we take a look at the figure, let's go ahead and look at the accessories that he comes with. So he comes with similar accessories as the previous Ultimate Edition Cena. He comes with the same alternate head sculpts, a different design hat, a different design t-shirt that says Hustle, Loyalty, Respect, You Can't See Me open hands, and gesture hands for his pose that he does. Not exactly sure what the name of those hands are, but the previous Ultimate Edition did not have those. Instead, they had saluting hands. And then finally, he comes with the John Cena Spinner WWE Championship belt. Taking a look at the belt. Now, we did receive the spinner belt with the last Ultimate Edition Cena. However, this one was given more detail in the paint application. So looking at the previous one right here, you'll notice first off that the paint apps on the WWE logo actually looks cleaner on the new one. The previous one was a bit thick and fat, looks a little cheap. They've also added paint around the rim of the spinner here, so it's got that diamond look. The eagle up here is painted. The champ logo is also painted. The previous one does not have those details. There are also added white paint here to give it that diamond look on the letters of WWE on both sides. That is not seen on the previous belt, and also a little bit extra paint application right there. The WWE logo and champion right here is also painted, so the new one has a lot more detail than the previous one, so that is really nice. Then look at the t-shirt. It's a soft goods shirt with Velcro on the back. It says Hustle, Loyalty, Respect. So this is nice, and I'll show how this looks on the figure at the end of the video. Then here you have a black cap for his entrance. It's got the Chain Gang logo right here, so it's painted very well. Let's go ahead and zoom in on that. So good paint apps, nice, clean, crisp line work. And then it does fit on John's head, so that looks really nice. And then he also comes with his dog tags. We saw that with the previous Ultimate Edition figure as well. Alright, then I'm going to go ahead and take this off for the rest of the review. Taking a look at the head sculpt. Now, all three head sculpts are the same as the previous Ultimate Edition figure, so nothing new there. The paint apps do look good on the lips, the eyes, the eyebrows. The hair is sculpted really well, some good paint apps there. So it's got some dark browns and light browns. The fade looks really good on his haircut, so I like how that looks. So that's really nice. Then look at the open mouth expression. Again, same head sculpt that we got with the previous one. Good paint overall. The only slight issue that I see is that the eyes look like it's painted off center. It's not too noticeable, but I do see that. Other than that, the rest of the face is painted pretty well. Good hair, nice fade. And then the hat should fit on it as well, so let's go ahead and check that out. Yep, that looks good. And then the smiling John Cena head sculpt looks really good. Nice, good paint work all around the figure. Is just a little bit of extra brown paint right here on the forehead. But aside from that, a very good head sculpt. Nice fade. And then the cap fits very well on this head sculpt. And then here are the head sculpts on the John Cena body, the screaming head, and the smiling head. Alright then, taking a look at the body, this is a brand new body from the Ultimate line, brand new to John Cena. It is very jacked, very big. He's got this nice V shape here. I don't know if this is a little bit too big for John. I know he's a big guy, but looking at the previous John Cena Ultimate Edition, so different upper bodies. I thought this body was pretty good. This one is good as well. I think it might be a little bit too big, maybe if there was like a happy middle for John Cena, but it's not a big deal. I do like how it looks. I think depending on how you pose the butterfly joint, it actually works out, so I am digging this body. Now, the coolest thing about this is that he has the butterfly joints, so that is brand new for John Cena. We have seen butterfly joints with other Ultimate Edition figures, but this looks really nice. We'll go ahead and see that in the articulation section. Looking at the armband here, he's got the Chain Gang logo. It's a white armband with black lines around. Doesn't look perfect. It looks like a little bit of sloppiness here and there, but I think it works. It's not too bad. He's got his wristbands here. It's got the Chain Gang logos, so this is really nice. This is different from the previous John Cena, as those had the Hustle, Loyalty, Respect. Then looking at the other wristband, it is white and it says You Can't See Me, so the paint on the letters look really good. Then looking at his waist, he's got these, I think these are boxer waistband here. It says Chain Gang Soldier all around with the Chain Gang logo. Little bit of sloppiness right there. You can see some skin tone seeping through. Little bit of sloppiness around here as well. So no clean line work on mine, but overall it looks good. I do like the lettering, how it's in silver, so that looks really nice. And then this John Cena is sporting the black shorts, so that's the most noticeable difference in the attire, because the other one has the jean shorts, the blue jean shorts. So I do prefer the black shorts look. This looks really nice. He's got the Chain Gang logo on his left knee. Logo looks really good. Nice, good, clean line work. Then there's some more detail on the back of the shorts. So you got John Cena written across here, and then it says limited edition on the other side. Now the placement of the letters are a bit off here, so not a big deal. Then you do see some missing red on the letter N. And then finally, looking at the shoes, they're the same sculpt as the previous John Cena figure, as you can see right there. It's just black, no extra detail. Would have been nice to get some sort of logo there, but they're pretty solid and standard for what they are. Alright, then going over the articulation, the head is on a ball joint, so he does look pretty high up. He looks that far down. His head can turn side to side, and it could tilt pretty well. There's a hinge at the shoulder which allows it to go that high up. He's got butterfly joints which have great range of motion. A bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, which unfortunately are hindered a bit by this massive bicep of his. A swivel and a hinge at the wrist. He's got a ball joint at the diaphragm here, so he does crunch that far forward, go pretty far back. He can slightly turn, but he pivots pretty well. Then he has a waist swivel, ball joints at the hips, which allow the legs to go that far out. They go that high up. There is a thigh cut. He's got double jointed knees, which are pretty tight on mine, but they have a good range of motion. A swivel at the top of the shoe. Ankle has a hinge which allows it to go that high up, that far down. He's got some decent ankle pivot and toe articulation. Alright, and here's Ultimate Edition John Cena, next to a few Elite John Cena figures. And then here are the two Ultimate Edition John Cena figures next to each other side by side. And looking at both figures standing like this, I do think that the new body, even though it's really jacked and big, I think it looks much better on this figure than the previous body. And finally, here they are next to each other with their entrance attire on. Alright, so what are my final thoughts on the new Ultimate Edition John Cena figure? I think this is a great figure. I'm very happy with all the upgrades that this figure received over the previous one. The upper body I initially thought was a little bit too big, but once I saw him side by side with the previous one, I think this body looks really good. I especially love the butterfly joints. Moving forward, I hope all the Ultimate Editions have that point of articulation. And personally, I prefer this all black look with the black shorts. So do I think this is worth picking up even if you had the original Ultimate Edition? I say yes. I think there are enough upgrades and updates to this figure that warrants having this in your collection. Now if you were to ask me which one should you have if you only have one, I'd say definitely get this one right here. I think with the added detail on the championship belt, the look of this figure, the better looking upper body, and the butterfly joints, I think it makes this John Cena the better one out of the two Ultimate Edition figures that we have received. So if you haven't done so already, like this video and subscribe. If you want to have a chance to get a shout out in the next video, leave a comment down below, just like Storm's Elites did in the previous review, asking what is the most recent WWE Elite figure that you recommend the most to buy. Personally, I think the Rock and Mankind 2-pack, that is probably the best Elite figure slash set that have been released recently. Also, I'd recommend the Fan Takeover Christian figure. Those have been my personal favorites that have been released recently. Don't forget to follow me on social media so you can keep up to date with all my wrestling figure photography, and I'll see you next time.